Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today is another good day for Way of the Hunter. We got the new animal released, and we're going to get into everything that you need to know, including where to find these critters because they are pretty difficult to track down. Now, I think they're in some of your favorite spots, so it should be pretty fun nonetheless to hunt these guys while you're out in the field. Before we get into anything, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Push this thing out to more people. You guys have been completely crushing it lately. Very, very awesome to see. I really do appreciate it all. And with that, I'm hoping to provide some value in return with this right here. So stick around. And with that, let's get into the video. So the first thing I like to do whenever there's a new animal or whenever I'm going for a specific animal is look at the encyclopedia. Now, something that I need to go ahead and preface is that you're not going to have any of this information for the Eastern Wild Turkey when you get in here. Make sure you've updated. Make sure you see the little turkey at the bottom that says, hey, this is the new update. If it does that, then you'll have the turkey on your map. You won't be walking around forever looking for it. We're going to get into some information here with this wild turkey because you need 3 of 3 investigations to get all information unlocked. So first you need to find a need zone, whether it be a rest zone or a feed zone. That's very important to remember that birds don't have drink zones because I went around looking for drink zones initially. So make sure you're going around looking for rest zones and feed zones. So once you find at least one rest zone, or 2 of the same one, then you'll have 2 investigations and you'll need to harvest one of these animals. Once you harvested an animal, then you will fully unlock everything about the Eastern Wild Turkey. So we're going to run through it real quick so you don't have to. And that way you know all the information you need to know before you get out in the field. This is a perfect time to stop if you don't want to know and you want to do it all on your own. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. We got a hunting tier 1 animal. The recommended hit energy is 20 to 1200 joules. So pretty much any lower tier rifle, shotgun, bow. Their life cycle starts at 0-100 hours. That's when they start eating. Then at 3 a.m. they are sleeping. Then at 9 a.m. they go back to eating, sleeping once again at 1700, and that pretty much completes their day. For the males, we have ages 1 through 5, so they're very short-lived, about 15 days in total. 3 days by 5 years, 15, right? So about 15 days, and they get up to 11 kg. Same with the females, 15 days, and then 9 kg. So like 5 years on each, about 15 days of playing time, and then 11 kg and 9 kg. The males are significantly brighter. They have a lot more white on them. So you'll be able to see that pretty easy and distinguish males from females. Now the good stuff, see their primary habitat is the highland forest and the lowland forest. Then their secondary habitat is the mountains. Now their trophy type is weight, and we can get into some of the stuff that I think they could have hit a little better on, but this is definitely one of them. And then for the trophy ranges, we have 188 starting your 1-star rating all the way to the 500 or the end of 5-star. So 468 is when 5-star actually starts. And that is kind of what you're looking at. Now I want to go ahead and get into the map. That way you guys have the information you need before you check out anything else. Now there's 3 key locations that I found these turkey at. So the first spot that I do want to show you is the spot that Liquid Fire gave us. He helped us all out, sent us all down the right road when we were looking for turkey, because they are pretty challenging. Luckily he did find one, so he shared it with all of us. And it's down here in this far left corner of Hallowich. You're going to have 2 flocks down here that you need to hunt. Now this is their primary private zone. So this is going to be where you can get the best animals out there. But right down here, you'll have this flock on the north side of the road, and then this flock on the south side of the road. And just be careful walking in there. You'll pretty much see them right away. Now the second spot I want to kind of lead you guys to is actually up here at Yee's cabin. I did go ahead and let everybody in the Discord know where this spot was at, but you have 2 different areas here now. We have the mountain area over here north of Yee's cabin. We have the mountain area on the left side of the road, and on the right side of the road on your way up there, you will actually find the Highland Forest zone again. And one thing I did notice about the other two flocks that I was showing you down in Hallowich is they were actually bugged out as far as the genetic potential goes. You could see that it was capped at 80, so I just wasn't able to get anything going there. But up here I was actually able to find something that was working with me, and I made it happen. Now my third and final zone, and probably my favorite zone of all, and I would be safe to say it could be your favorite zone also, is down here in Diamond Drill. We have two more down here, and this is really my favorite area. You have this one up here kind of on top of this ridge, right? So you're just looking right up here, kind of follow the cabin, but it's this mountain right here, and that's going to be your first, another private primary zone. So you will be able to pull big boys out of here. This is Diamond Drill, so it's a private area, primary habitat because it's lowland, so that makes it an extra buff, giving us even more potential. Now, I really haven't done any work in here, that's why you can see 74. So I'm not sure if this one's capped out like the other one is, if they're just bugged out or whatever, but that is the 3 big spots. Hopefully that cuts some legwork out for you, because man, they are, as you can tell, kind of tucked away special. At least the Hallowich and these guys. Some people might stumble upon the Yee's Cabin ones, but the other two are pretty tucked away. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's more out there that we haven't found yet, but that is all I have for now. Now, as far as the turkey models themselves, I think they look pretty good. Now, there's some clipping with the feathers in the back, like the fan feathers in the back every once in a while. I don't know what they're called, the plumage. There you go. There is some glitching every once in a while there when they're just kind of walking around, so they look a little funny. But once they put them up, they look really good and they sound really good. There's a couple of sounds that I do think are missing. Plunk sound I definitely think is missing. It's there, it's just kind of hidden in some of the other audio, so I'm not sure if there's a way to kind of produce that audio into one sound and add it in as a sample, but I would definitely kind of do that for the females. Now, I don't necessarily see a huge difference in the body size, to be honest. I mean, maybe a little bit, and the beard size maybe a little bit, but I was checking out a 1-star young and a 5-star, and I really could not spot the difference in between them. So maybe that was just from me not having seen them too much. Maybe the models didn't get that much love. Now, they do kind of act like guinea fowl, right? They are kind of easy to get up on. Like, you can pretty much walk right up on these guys. So there's a few things that they need to change. I would definitely say they need to be easily spooked at 100 yards. Easily spooked at 100 yards. You shouldn't be able to walk up on these guys like you can guinea fowl or any other bird to spook them. They should be very wary. Their hearing, they have really good hearing too. So if you're just running through the woods, you really shouldn't be able to find them. It should be a challenge. It should be very hard to get in close. And one thing that really irks me is that there's no collar. There's no collar for the turkeys, so you can't even get like the calling action going. You kind of just gotta spot and stalk the turkey. But I do hope that they put that in here eventually. That way we can have that full-blown experience. I am holding out for a decoy, and it's very possible that the decoy will lure them in. So hopefully we'll be able to put out like a high fitness decoy or a low fitness decoy, right? To kind of thin out the flock a little easier. What I would really like to see is that they make it harder to get in close and then add something that lets you draw them in. I mean, that's kind of how the turkey experience goes. You're not really spotting and stalking these guys too much. I really don't see many people spot and stalk turkeys at all. So that's kind of my only thing about it. Otherwise, I think the models look pretty good. I think they sound pretty good. I mean, it's a Way of the Hunter turkey, right? Not everything's going to be 100%, but at least we got the animal we wanted. The only thing I have against the turkey models is that I really didn't see a huge difference in the body from young to adult to mature. They really don't get that big. And I mean, that's just kind of how Way of the Hunter's been doing it. You got one size kind of fits all. for the males and the females once, you know, they're spawned. And that's kind of how we have it with this. A lot of the small game doesn't get too much love. So just remember that it's very much of a Way of the Hunter animal. From a young up to a mature 5-star, there's really not a whole lot of a difference. And that is kind of disappointing. And there's going to be things that kind of irk you a little bit, especially if it's one of your favorite animals. But that's pretty much all the negatives I have about the turkey. I mean, it's a turkey, we got it in the game. Now we know that there's going to be a new game with all these better systems. So hopefully, you know, we see a better turkey there. But at least we got the animal in the game. We wanted the animal in the game. They are listening to us. They're giving us what we want, and it's free. You don't have to go out and buy a whole new map for it. I definitely appreciate everybody who's checked this one out. But yeah, that's my take on the turkey. I think that's going to do it for the video on this one. Hopefully I kept it short enough that you guys got through it and got to all those spots. Cut down some of the learning curve for you out there in the field, because dang, they can be pretty difficult to find. But with that, drop a like on the video, help support the channel, and as always, have a good day.